So the Front Bottoms has been one of my favorite bands for a really long time. Like, about not quite 15 years, but almost 15 years at this point. And between my wife and I, the Front Bottoms is kind of like our band. Like, you know, a lot of couples have their song. We don't really have our song, but we do have our band, and that's TFB, the Front Bottoms. You know. But even back to when we were just friends, before we ever started dating, just teenagers, really, we drove from West Virginia to Virginia Beach. You know, no parents or anything, just friends experiencing the freedom of being adults for the first time. And they were the soundtrack to that trip, along with bands like The Wonder Years, some early Ice Nine Kills songs, Modern Baseball, among others. No matter what state of our life we were in, the Front Bottoms has been a part of that soundtrack, and a major part of that soundtrack as well. We actually didn't get a chance to go see them live until a few years ago in Columbus, but it was like a big arena show, and we were like up into the balcony, super far away, and like we had a good time. We enjoyed ourselves, but it could have been better because we were so far away. But when I heard that Brian Sella, the lead singer of the Front Bottoms, was doing a solo tour to promote his new solo album in our hometown of Huntington, West Virginia, at a local smaller venue, The Loud, we had to snatch up tickets like right away. There was no question we were going to that show. So one thing I kind of do when I know that there's a good chance that I might meet a celebrity that I like is I will draw a picture for them, and I will have not one but two copies made of it, one that I sign and give to them, and one that I have them sign and give to me. I've done this with Sincere Engineer, Ice Nine Kills. I've done it with the rapper Lil Skies, the Therapy Gecko, who runs a podcast, and you know, it's always like kind of like a fun thing. It's really personal. It's not just like a, you know, photo of them that you can just buy at their merch booth or whatever. It's like something I made that they can have, but also I still get a signature. I don't know, it just feels special to me. So I was like, I gotta do this with Brian Sella, because it's such a small venue, there's a really good chance I might actually just like run into him there. So I did. I took the time. I looked at some recent photos from the tour that he was on. Apparently he has a mustache now. I didn't know that, so I'm glad I got to look at some of these photos. Credit to Michaela from the Front Bottoms fan group on Facebook. TFB Uncomfortable Posting is what I think it's called. I kind of used some of her photos as a reference. I ended up coming up with this, and I think it looked pretty good. I ended up being satisfied with it. So I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to give him if I get a chance to run into him. So with two copies of it in my hand and a white Posca marker for him to use to sign, because I didn't want to be like, hey, can you sign this? Sure, do you have something for me to sign with? No. So avoiding that situation, we were ready to go. I feel like I had a pretty good chance of meeting him too, because it almost looked in one of the photos that I saw that he was the guy running the merch booth. So the day starts with us going out skating with some friends, which the weather's warm now. We haven't skated in a while, especially with a baby in our lives, which I don't know if you can tell, but I don't really have an office for me to record it anymore. I have a nursery. So I'm just recording videos of my daughter's nursery until I find a better solution. That or my car. And it's dark outside, and you can't see me if I'm in my car and it's dark outside. So nursery it is. Anyway, after skating with our friends, Jazz, my wife, and I go out for some Chinese food at my favorite buffet in Huntington, China Garden. Shout out to you guys. That's like a whole nostalgic thing for me. Just that restaurant. It's like, that restaurant means a lot to me. Anyway, they got cheese munchers back on the menu, and I love it. Anyway, my fortune cookies said, tonight, a moment of inspiration will strike you. And normally, I just kind of write fortune cookies off. Sometimes they're funny. Like, I legit got one that one time said, eat your vegetables and you'll grow up big and strong like Popeye. That was hilarious. I kept that one for years. But this one hit different. I was like, okay, I've got a really good feeling about tonight. So after we stuff our faces with Chinese, we go over to the venue that's basically right across the street. And when we walk inside, he's not at the merch booth. Okay. Little bit of a bummer there. I had my hopes up. Maybe I'd get lucky. Like when we went to go see the band Sincere Engineer, the lead singer was running the merch booth. So that was rad. That was really easy. I got to do the whole picture thing, give her a copy of the drawing. We got a picture with her. It was great. It was really easy. But no Brian there, which that would have been just incredibly lucky, but totally saw that as a possibility. So we're going to get some merch anyway. We get in line. My wife wants to get a t-shirt. I'm going to get a t-shirt. I asked what the biggest size is. They said an extra large. Ya boy don't wear an extra large. I'm wearing a 3X comfortably. Maybe a 2X if it's not a tight one. But an extra large ain't going to do it. So I end up copping a hat. And they're actually doing a raffle for like a signed guitar. And I enter in the raffle. It's $10. I'm probably not going to win, but I figured why not? Just my wife also was encouraging me to do it, so we did it. So then the show starts. It's great. We're having a good time. I've got the 2 prints in my hand the whole time. It's not like I can get to my car and put them down and come back or anything. So I just got to carry these prints around with me the whole show. And again, it's a small venue. So when he's up there playing in between songs, I'm kind of like waving them, just maybe I can get his attention. And he'd be like, "You there? I keep seeing you wave that. What is it?" But no, that never happens. But still, it's a great show. The crowd was incredible. There was tons of friendly people around us. And the show starts to kind of come to an end. They got a few songs left. And he's like, "By the way, we're going to announce the winner to the raffle right now."
We're going to do a raffle right now.
And he calls out the number I've got. It's the 10 of clubs. They were taking like player cards, or they were taking like playing cards and ripping them in half. And, whoever had the matching one was the winner. And that was me. And I had to take like a triple take because I don't ever win anything like this. And I did. And I go back and I get the guitar and I'm like, "I won." And he sees me in the crowd holding up the guitar. And he's like, "You, come up on stage." And this is a guitar that he used on tour. Like some of it in Australia, some of it in the US, signed. And he's like, "You want to play this song with me?" I don't know how to play guitar, but I'm like, yeah. So I sit there and kind of pretend to play for a minute before I just end up just singing a song with him. I don't have like a microphone or anything. People can't hear me sing. So it's probably a good thing because I think at that point in the night, my voice was mostly gone. But it was still incredible. And when I get on stage, I get to hand him the drawings and he looks at it and he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, I drew you. He's like, "Oh, this is amazing." And, why is there 2 of them? And I was like, "Oh, one of them's for you to sign to give to me." He's like, "That's awesome. Okay, I'll give one to you after the show." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we do the whole thing. We sing the song "Lonely Eyes," which is one of my wife's favorites. She's recording me. I'm like looking at Brian, the lead singer, and looking at my wife, and we're just like, it's a dream come true. Like it literally, but I never thought it would happen. But it did. I wish I didn't look like such a doofus up there wearing 2 hats, but I didn't know what to do with the one that I had bought and the one I was already wearing. Whatever. But no, it was incredible, and he's super friendly, and we got off, the show wrapped up, everyone kept coming up to me, congratulating me, and they were like, "Do you mind if I get a picture with you and the guitar?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I'm taking pictures with people. Some people are asking to hold it. And some people were like, "I wouldn't let anybody touch that." I don't know if they were like scared that they would bolt with it, but the crowd was so friendly, good vibes all around. Why be stingy with the happiness, Nobody tried to steal the guitar. I did have people offer me money for it, immediately. I'm like, "No, this is priceless. This is going on the wall." A lot of people were like, "Do you play?" And I'm like, "No." But they're like, "Well, now you gotta learn." I'm like, "I guess so." So we end up waiting after the show for Brian to sign one of the copies of the prints and give it back to me. And we wait, and the venue slowly starts to empty out. and the lights are starting to turn off, and my buddy who kind of works for the venue, he was there. I was talking to him the whole time. Heath, actually, you guys know Heath. He worked, he's from Massing, and we did a lot of the fake mon drawings together. He comes out at one point, and he's like, "Hey, the tour van's gone." I'm like, oh. So Brian Sella got 2 copies of the drawing. I didn't get one, but I mean, I think it's kind of a fair trade because I got something a lot cooler. If by any chance, Brian Sella, you are watching this and you do want to sign one of the prints and like mail it to me or whatever, hit me up on Instagram. But like, no obligation. I've got the guitar. I've got one of the coolest memories that I can take to my grave. One of the best concert experiences I've ever had. One of the best days I've ever had. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that was a really neat situation. And instead of this turning out to just be a short about me drawing the lead singer of a band I like or anything, it turned out to be this whole little story time video. But thank you guys for watching. Be good to each other. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.